Do you think you know who Anonymous is?
I don't. I don't know. But I do know that they should resign and leave this administration.
Should all top officials take a lie detector test, and would you agree to take one?
I would agree to take it in a heartbeat and would submit to any review of the administration.
Well, that was the Vice President, Mike Pence, talking to Chris Wallace over the weekend, saying he'd take a lie detector test, and maybe some others should as well, as this search continues for the White House mole or White House leaker, the op-ed writer. We have former Bush 43 speechwriter Anneke Green with us right now. All right, Anneke, it's kind of amazing when you just stop for a second and say, yes, that's the Vice President of the United States on Fox News Sunday talking about lie detector tests. I guess that's where we are, but how do you think this whole thing plays out?
I think that probably Trump is going to continue focusing on the identity of this person, even as reports have let us know that others of his senior staff, like John Kelly, have been trying to say, let's let it die. Don't throw gasoline on this fire. And that's good advice.
Good advice to let it die. Just let it go.
Yeah, to let it die. I mean, of course, and particularly someone like Vice President Pence, we know that he feels very strongly that he's in that role. It's not just a personal mission for him. He feels like it's a divine role for him. It's part of his evangelical faith that God has him in that role. So to be suspected of something like that's going to hit him in a much more personal way than maybe somebody else. But coming at the same time as this book by Bob Woodward that is, telling stories of disorganization and a lot of the disarray that has been a consistent part of the narrative coming out of the media, it's got to be particularly frustrating. So he gets asked, will you take a lie detector? Well, yes, whatever it takes.
Is it important then, because of that, for this person to be found out so that, the White, especially if, and we've had all these discussions over however long it's been since the op-ed came out, we've had all these discussions about what is a senior official. So if this person who wrote the op-ed is not someone who the general public would recognize on if they hear the name, they'd say, who's that?
Right.
Is it important to find out, especially if it's that type of person?
I don't think it's important regardless.
Okay.
I took this op-ed with a grain of salt, having worked in a White House, having worked in an office of the administration. I worked at HHS. There are actually always people who are going to be working to frustrate particular parts of a president's agenda. A lot of people don't realize that. Now, it is heightened in the Trump era.
Okay,
and
well, let me stop you for a second on that.
Sure.
What do you mean by that? Frustrating? Because some people watching or listening might be saying, wait a second, if you're working in an administration, you're there to promote the agenda, not to quote-unquote frustrate it. What do you mean by that? What happened in the past?
There are generally two types of people who work in administration. They're political appointees, and those people's jobs end when a new administration begins. So if you were an Obama political appointee, you don't have a job when the new president comes in unless you reapply and you're reappointed. Then there's career appointees. Those people goes across administration. So oftentimes, and I personally encountered this, a career appointee who maybe came into the administration under a previous president, different political affiliation, they have their own deal going, and they're not going to tell the new people that.
But have you seen it with a political appointee, with someone who the president appointed?
I've seen it.
Isn't that a little strange? Or no, maybe not.
No, it's strange that it would come to this level, and it's strange that someone would send an op-ed into the New York Times and through an intermediary. That's definitely strange. And what that looks like to me is this person wants insurance for when they leave the administration that they can get a job despite having the Trump administration on there, and that is craven.
Yeah, so that there's not some sort of a stench or associated with their position in the administration among establishment Republicans, right? So that's the idea.
Well, not just establishment Republicans. I mean, this person could be a Democrat. We don't know. When it says senior official, we really have no idea. I mean, I have my own theories. I mean, some of my former speechwriting colleagues and I have been circulating emails speculating about it. We think it's, of course, we think it's someone in the national security establishment. But a mole hunt is not really going to be a good idea for this White House or this president, because it just plays into that narrative that he's paranoid and thin-skinned. And this is an opportunity to show that that's not true.
It'll be up to the president now whether or not to keep this in the news via tweet and the like, or to kind of let it fade away and maybe move on to the next thing. So I guess. And
this person will reveal themselves with time. I'm sure that we'll find out. I do think so. If you take a step that bold, you're not going to be covering your tracks. And if you're that dissatisfied, you're going to let something slip.
No, Deep Throat denied it for a number of years and before it actually came out, right, even though there was suspicion. But anyway, Anneke, thank you. We have to move on right now. Thanks for coming on today. We appreciate it.